What's going on, my brothers and sisters? You are now tuned in to Let's Talk with Carolina David. And I am Carolina David. I got a juicy one for y'all today. And in the midst of everything that's going on, I have a question. Are white people really white? Or are they brown people? Let's talk.
Let go. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. Let's talk. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. Let's talk. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. Let's talk. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Let's talk. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. Let's talk. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. Let's talk. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. Let's talk. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Let's talk.
Okay. We have a dilemma and a controversy that is taking place right now amongst the land. And, you know, with the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, they say that white people are racist and, you know, so on and so forth, with these cops or whatever. But now, are they, for you to, because I seen on Instagram where it was Sean King's page, and he it was a white, I'm gonna say white person holding the sign and said it was nowhere in the Bible where it mentioned white person, and let that sink in type thing. And the people were like, oh, she just told the whole truth, and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, well, do y'all really understand that white people aren't white? They're not. Y'all, white people, Caucasian people, are not white. Y'all are light brown, which is the color tan. If you take the color tan and you put it beside a white person, you'll see that their skin color matches that color. And you know tan is the color brown. Excuse me. Just like we as black people, we're not black. We're brown. Even those who are the darkest of the brown, you call them black and crispy, and people talk mad smash about them. They're not black, they're dark brown. And I'm gonna come from a few scriptures today to let you see, even in the Bible, we are one people, but we just have been split up to nations. And the reason why we were split up into nations was because of us. We didn't want to accept God as our head and our father and so on and so forth. We worship other gods. We started worshiping ourselves, and you started because we realized that we are, you know, strong people or whatever like that, but we're not stronger than God. We're not more powerful than God. And that's why even in the Bible, God said not to worship other gods. Because if you go back to Genesis, when Adam and Eve ate of the forbidden fruit, what did God tell Jesus that was there? They are as the gods, knowing knowledge of good and evil. And then what did Psalm 82:6 say? I say unto you that you are all gods, for you are children of the Most High God. So the people basically took it upon themselves and look at themselves as God. That's why they make statues and monuments and everything of themselves, like Pharaoh and all of that in the Egyptian land. They made statues of themselves because they looked at themselves as gods. But let's get to it. We're gonna come from Genesis chapter 11, and we're gonna start at verse. Matter of fact, we're gonna start at verse 1, and we're gonna go down to verse 9. And it says, first verse, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Right there, starting at the very beginning of this chapter, we are all one people, one language, one speech, no other language, no other speech. We was one people. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said to one another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. Burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. Okay, right there. He said, whose top may reach unto heaven. So they knew, for one, that we are heaven, we are earth, and then it's heaven. But let me continue. Whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So earth is just the land, and the face of the land is earth, basically. All right, then it says, verse 5, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men build. So right there, for people to say that, well, the Lord didn't never come down. The Lord came down on multiple occasions, but the Lord Jesus came down to see what the people were doing. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one. The people is one. Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. So by us being, what Jesus was saying, but by us being one people, one language, that we could, whatever we so imagined to do, we couldn't be held back from doing it. See what I'm saying? But then it says, verse 7, go to, let us go down. Let us go down. Not let me. Let us go down. And there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So right here is where the different languages came into play. So who created the languages? God the Father. He created the languages so that we could be separated, so we won't do the stupid things which we sought out to do. And he did it to protect us, because let's be honest. Right now you have skyscrapers that they don't reach to heaven, but they are tall and high. If a person was to go out on, let's say, the top of the balcony, the top of the building, or even go to the window of the highest height and fall, what would happen to them? They would die. So God and Jesus, they came down and confounded the tongue of the people, because they didn't want us to die. We to protect us, to keep us safe. All right, verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. So he scattered us abroad amongst the face of the earth. So right there, that right there sounds to me like the land is one land. Is you know what I'm saying? But it's just different parts of the land that we can't see while yet walking on the earth. But if we was up in the heavens, we could see that the land is one. But that's another topic for another day. So he scattered us amongst the land, so we won't be able to come together and be able to do anything that we wanted to do, because right now people want to see heaven. Like, it's a song that says everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to go now. Everybody want to see heaven. Everybody want to be in heaven, but don't nobody want to go now, and don't nobody want to give up the ways that they do to go. But as I may continue, and then the verse 9 says, therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did confound their tongue, confound the language of all the earth. And from there did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So right there, God created the language. God said we was all one people because we all had one language at one time. So that means that everybody here are one people. We are one race. That's the human race. We are one people. That's mankind. We all came from the stock and lineage of Adam and Eve. Matter of fact, scratch that, because when Adam and Eve created earth, the evil of the people was just so great that God destroyed the people, but he saved Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, which is his sons, and their wives. So we still basically came off the stock of Adam and Eve, but Noah and his sons replenished the earth. So we're all one people, for one. It's just that we was created and we have different nations because of what happened with the Tower of Babel. All right. Now we're going to go from Jeremiah chapter 32. And we're going to go down to verse 36. And now therefore, thus said the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning this city, whereof you say, it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword, and by famine, and by pestilence. See, God gave us over to a nation because we didn't keep his law, statutes, and commandments, basically. Then verse 37 says, behold, I will gather them out of all countries, not some, but all countries, where I have driven them in mine anger. So he driven us to those countries because he was angry with us. And in my fury, and in great wrath. And I will bring them again unto this place, which is one place. He will bring us again unto this place. And I will cause them to dwell safely. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God. So if we will accept God as our Father, as our head, and as our God, we will be his people. We won't be multiple people. We won't be different names of people. We will be one people, and that is the children of God. So right now, that's going to be the end of the scripture. But so right now, my question is, if we were all one people at one time, before God confounded the language of the one people, because we were doing something that will put us in danger, then why are we now different people? Even though we have nations, that don't mean that we're not one people. Because let's use Africa, that people like to say we're from. Let's use Africa for example. Within the continent that they call continent, within the continent Africa, you have multiple tribes, multiple nations in one land, but they are all the same people, right? Why are we any different? The only people in the world today look at black and white is the United States. That's basically the only people we focus on, black and white, all the time. But white people are not white. Take the color white and put it beside a white person's skin. They will not equal to that color. But if you take the color tan, that light brown, the lightest of the brown, and put it by a white person, you will see that they are brown people. And we even say, a lot of us say today, that, well, black people created the white people. So why are we going against our own people? Should we not be trying to get understanding, give them understanding that they are one people? Should we not be trying to bring us back together as one people? Because right now we have a dilemma. We have a great war that's against us right now. And the greatest war of all is not of the color of people, as the white and black, as they say. It's not that. The greatest battle is us against them. Rich against the poor. That's the battle, you guys. We can come together and make a change in the world. But the way that we're doing it is not the right way. Even if you look at the news, the Supreme Court just denied the fact that robocalls, they denied them to stop. Like, basically, people wanted them to stop calling people, but they denied it and said that they can continue to call. The Supreme Court did that. The Supreme Court also did something else, where they made a law. They made it a rule. So instead of us marching in these great streets that we truck drivers drive down to deliver product and to the people, clothes, shoes, food, everything, instead of blocking these roads, why not go to where the Supreme Court office is and make the protest? That's what we need to do. And we need to understand that these cops, not all cops, not majority of cops are bad. It's only a few. Like they always say, the few bad apples will spoil a bunch. One bad apple will spoil the bunch. So we have a few bad apples that's spoiling the bunch. And we need to realize that these bad apples were people that was probably bullied and whatever in life. We even said these cops, man, they was bullied when they was growing up. So now they're abusing their authority. So now, what is the problem? What is the solution to this here problem? Stop bullying people. Stop messing with people and treat them with respect. And let's be honest, that goes back to the home. Because the reason why people bully people is because the people that grew up in homes that feel like they are obligated to have what they want. You know what I'm saying? Things just given to them. They got brand new Jordans and all that stuff. They pick on the people that are less than, that have less than. Or the people that are smart. The first thing they do to pick them, you a nerd. You this, that, the third. Next thing you know, when they get older, they become cops. And now they have authority. Now they have a power, and they use that same power against people that don't have respect. But anyway, this video right here is just to say, man, we need to come together and respect one another, treat everyone the way that we want to be treated. Love one another. Like the Bible even says, love thy neighbor as you would love thyself. If we do this today, if we start having more respect for one another, if we start having more empathy and sympathy and love for one another, we won't be where we are today. Now, I know everybody ain't gonna want to receive this, but a few will. And if you will receive this and spread this to the people, we can make a difference. It's Carolina David. I'm out.